Hari Om everyone, welcome to this class on Kathopnishad. We are starting the fifth class and we have been looking at this Upanishad Grantha, which is talking about the story of Nachiketas and how he journeyed to the Mrityulok to attain the knowledge of the self, Atmagyanam, from Yamadharmaraja. So just shared the chanting. We'll start with the chanting first. I will chant here. You can chant on your own end. Ideally, on live class, we should chant together, but not possible on Zoom. Otherwise, the sounds echo. So let's start. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananam Tva Ganpati Gam Havamahi Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jesharajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvanutibhi Sid Sadhanam Om Shri Mahaganpataye Namaha Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we are now looking at the story of Nachiketas. He's a young kid who's very, very precocious at the young age of, say, approximately 12 or 10 or whatever. He was very knowledgeable about things and he was watching his father doing the Vishwajit Yagna, where when he saw his father giving away everything that he's supposed to give, he saw him giving away some very weak and very unproductive cows. And he was worried that his father would not get the due karma phalam, the due respect or the due regard from the devas. So he corrected his father by indirectly asking him, "Whom shall you give me to? Because I also belong to you as your son. You will have to give me also in this yajna." So his father was a bit upset, and then in a moment of anger, he said, "I give you away to Yama. I give you away to death." So the young kid took hold of this sentence and he said, "No, you have said it, so you must not go back from your word." And so this young Nachiketas, he traveled to the higher worlds, to the world of Yamaraja, to Mrityulok. There he stayed for 3 nights because Yamaraja was not at home. This story has many variations. In some variations, in fact, it is the fire, the Agni, that speaks to him and tells him that when you go there, you will have to wait for 3 days. And this is what you have to do. You have to ask for three boons. So in this the story was already pre-decided. So when this boy reached Mrityulok, he asked, he reached after waiting for 3 days. Yamaraja came home and he was very sad or unhappy that this Brahman had come to his house and he was not given any food because he didn't come inside because only the woman of the house was inside. And so this kid, this Brahman was then given a compensation. The Suyama Dharmaraja offered him three boons. So he asked for those three boons one by one. So the first boon he asked for his father, that when he goes back, his father will be happy and he will accept him with open arms, in a way ensuring that he will go back from Rityulok and not stay there permanently, right? And then this intelligent child next asked for his whole his kutumb, we say, whole village, we say. He asked for the knowledge of the fire ritual, whereby how all our desires can be fulfilled, how we should be able to express, control, and guide our desires. That is the basic of the fire ritual. So that our desires are very dharmic. Our desires are in accordance with the laws of nature. That is the basis of the fire ritual. Uh, Havan or Yagya or Homa, whatever we give to the fire, we get it back manyfold, many times in return. So, but similarly with this earth also, the Prithvi also, whatever we give to this earth, we get back manyfold in return. So finally, we reached on to the third boon. So third boon he asked for what happens to the soul, or what is the nature of the soul, by indirectly asking what happens to someone when he dies. So now this question can only be answered by Mrityu or Dharmaraja, because he knows what happens after death. Other people don't know. So he was the best person to be able to ask for this knowledge, right? So in the first step, we saw in the slok number 21 that Yamaraja tries to deter him. So there I explained to all of you the basis of this, that whenever any such pursuit into knowledge is entered into, whenever any such pursuit is entered, then the teacher tests the student, whether he is a adhikari or not. So this part we have done in the basic texts of the tradition, that is Tattva Bodha. So in Tattva Bodha we saw that for anyone to be imparted this self knowledge, then this self knowledge must have a person who is a proper adhikari. So adhikari must have four major properties, or four major qualities, you can say, right? So these four qualities are mumukshutvam, the fierce desire for liberation. So I will ask you, when these questions come up, which question is indicating, or which answer is indicating the qualification of which desire, right? So first is mumukshutvam, then second is vairagya, the ability to discriminate what is real and unreal, that is vivek, but to apply that is vairagya. So vairagya is not running after the objects of the world, learning to control yourself and enjoying something with the best way possible without getting attached, right? So you control the objects don't control you. That is true vairagya, right? And then third is viveka, the ability to discriminate between what is real and what is unreal, or what is temporary and what is permanent, and to go after the permanent thing. The permanent thing is only one atma. So in Tattvabodha also we saw what is this atma. Atma kaha. So in there, the explanation is clearly given that Atma is one that is apart from all the bodies, the three bodies. Sukshma, Sthul, Karan, Sharir, Vyatirekat. So someone that is separate from them, and also separate from the five koshas. So these we will see here, but right now we just stick with the four, the adhikari. So the adhikari has those three qualities. The fourth one is not one single quality. It is divided into six parts. So the fourth one, Mokshottam, Vivek, Vairagya, and Shamadhi, Shat Sampatti. So Sham Adi means Shama is one and there are more. So what are the more? Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. Right. So this we saw in the last class. You can also, those who have not seen, they can watch the Tattva classes on YouTube and they can see there. So Shama is basically control of the mind, mano nigraha. Damaha is controlling of the sense organs, so that my sense organs don't run after the objects of the world wherever they approach it, or wherever they come in contact with the sense organs, right? So when we run after the objects of the sense organs become weak. This will be said by Nachiketas also later. Yes, and then Shama, Dama, Uparati, the ability to rise above the objects of the world. Titiksha, the power of forbearance, or the power to bear the different ups and downs of the world, be it sukha, dukkha, sadness, or joy. or be it heat or cold, like uh, different conditions that we come in contact with, physical conditions, all of the physical and mental ups and downs, we should be able to tolerate. And then Shraddha and Samadhanam. Shraddha is the one-pointed attention. Shraddha is the sorry is the faith in the Guru and the Vedant Vakya, faith in the Shastra. To know clearly that the Guru is going to teach me whatever has been said in the Shastra. He is the one who is one who studied the Shastras, or who will teach, but ultimately it is the Lord who is speaking through the Guru. So the Lord is what? Lord is Shastra. Lord is the knowledge of the spiritual scriptures. The scriptures are said to be directly coming down from the Lord, because we experience this every time in our own life also. Whenever we produce something exemplary, something extraordinary, we will see that it is when we have given up our own ownership and we have gone inside and let that power work through us. Then only true great works of art, literature, science, they all come from within us, right? But when we try to put in our just our only our own effort, then somewhere some kind of hindrances come, and some kind of lack in quality comes. But when we allow that higher power to work through us, then we get access to a more higher potential works through us. So now this power is working through us. Now the final part is samadhanam. Samadhanam is chitta ekagrata. That is the direct definition, the one pointedness of the mind. Because we must learn to focus. Once our focus wavers, we never do well in any field of activity. Until and unless we are very much focused on our goal or our job or our activity, we will not be able to do it to the best of our ability, right? So that one pointedness, that focus, where other things really go away, right? So if I'm doing a class and thinking of 10 other things, my I will not be able to teach properly, because I my mind is stuck in somewhere else. Or if someone is writing or studying for an exam, and in between he's thinking of food or some movie or something else, then his study will not be effective. So in this way, samadhanam indicates that one pointedness of mind which is necessary, right? So these six qualities together constitute what we call the Shamadi Shat Sampatti. Sampatti is your property, or your value, or whatever you have got, or your something that you own, right? So these are very valuable things that you own. They are more valuable than the material things. Once you have this Shat Sampatti, you will be able to live your life with the least of resources, or be able to generate as many resources as you want, both ways, right? So in this way, this student has to be very, very focused. Now this just we looked up at this last shlok, last mantra that we covered. So deve ratrapi vichikitsam pura nahi suvijayam anuresh dharmah अन्यं वरं नचिकेतो वृणीष्वः मामुपरोत्सीरिति मा सृजेनम. So deve atrapi vichikitsampura. He says, now here Yamaraja is speaking to Nachiketa. So what he is saying, Devehi atra api vichikitsampura. So these very, very powerful devtas, they also are not able to understand or clearly interpret this knowledge. Huh? They are not able to understand this knowledge, or able to grasp it when it is taught to them. So there is a story in another Upanishad, the Kena Upanishad, where the devtas are directly approached by the Lord to teach, but they are unable to grasp. Ultimately, Indra goes up, and he is the one who is able to learn. So that is another story. So this line expresses that thought, that if so someone very advanced in his consciousness, because the what the deva is the consciousness which pervades through the all the entities. Huh? So if there is a seeing power, that is seeing power is Surya Devta. So Surya Devta is the power that is seeing through all your eyes. Huh? So his range is much, much vaster than us as normal human beings. Similarly, for all the other devtas, which we saw in Tattva Bodha also, the different devtas and their powers. And so these devtas, Vichikitsam Puraha, they were also put into doubt. Why? Because Nahi Suvigyam Anuesha Dharma. This knowledge, this knowledge of the self is not easy. Suvigyam, it's not easy. And Na Suvigyam. Anuesha Dharma, it is very subtle to grasp. Anu is used for the Parmanu or the Anu, the smallest particle. But the small, why the smallest particle? Because that smallest particle is very subtle. We cannot see with our eyes, right? So this dharma is here. It is talked about the knowledge. Dharma explained is the nature of something, right? So we are trying to uncover the nature of the soul, dharma. So he says, Anyam varam nachiketa vrinishva. Ask for something else. Why not you ask for something good, something well, something that will give you solid material benefits. So mama uprotsi iti ma srijenam. So he says again, please do not press me. Huh? Don't again and again, mama, don't again and again ask for this varam for me. Don't ask for what happens to the soul, or is there a soul? What happens to the person who dies? So that is the basic question. So please don't ask me. So he is trying to stop him, right? So now this to this Nachiketas is not going to answer. So we'll go to the next mantra. So if you look carefully, the first line is almost similar. I'll just go back. Deve Ratrapi Vichikitsam Pura. So here again, देवैरत्रापि विचिकित्सं किल त्वं च मृत्यो यन्न सुविज्ञेयमाथ वक्ता चास्य त्वादृगण्यो न लभ्यः नान्यो नान्यो वरस्तुल्य एतस्य कश्चित् अगेन दैवैरत्रापि विचिकित्सं किल त्वं च मृत्यो यन्न सुविज्ञेयमाथ वक्ता चास्य त्वादृगण्यो न लभ्यः नान्यो वरस्तुल्य एतस्य कश्चित्. So now he turns the table on the question. Whatever the question is asked in there, he's trying to discourage the same point. Nachiketas is using it to say that this is even you are saying that Deve Ratrapi Vichikitsam Kila. You are saying that the Devas also are very find this knowledge very difficult to grasp. Twamcha mrityu yan yat na sugyeyam atha. So you say, O death, that this principle is not truly comprehended with this. This is Twamcha mrityu. You are saying, O mrityu devta, O Yamaraja, that this principle is very difficult to grasp. Then what is his argument? Vakta chasya twadriganya na labhyah. So the vakta, the speaker, the one who will talk or who will impart this knowledge. Twadrik anya na labhyo. The one like you, twadrik. Someone like you, anya na labhyo. I cannot find anyone else. A teacher like you, I cannot find anywhere else. Who better to give the knowledge of the soul than Yamaraja? So, na anya varas tulya etasya kaschit. So now he's saying, I do not desire any other varam. I do not desire any varam. So here his brilliance, no, Nachiketa's brilliance emerges. So sincere he is, no, he will not be put off by any kind of deterrent or fear. He wants this knowledge and this knowledge itself. And so all the deterrents for Yamaraja are all the more reason for him to be sticking stubbornly. He wants to go for this boon. So Nachiketa's words, if you understand, first word what he's saying is, if the gods could not understand it, if the devtas could not understand it, then it is all the more reason why I would want this to have this knowledge. So perhaps they did not have a teacher like you. I have you. I have you. So I have this advantage over them. So you are in front of me. Why should I ask for something else? Then secondly, he says, if it is so difficult, nahi suvigyam, if it is so difficult to comprehend, then must be very special, something very special. Something that is difficult to attain is always special. For gold, you have to dig really deep. To extract it, you have to dig, put it through so much of a difficult process. Then only you get something as valuable as gold. No, similar. So for what anything, the price of anything in the universe is determined by the effort needed to acquire it. कुछ भी हो, एनीथिंग जो भी हो, उसको पाने के लिए जो मेहनत करनी पड़ती है ना, उसी उसी से उसकी वैल्यू बढ़ती है. समथिंग दैट इज वेरी रेयर, समथिंग डिफिकल्ट टू फाइंड, समथिंग यू नीड टू गेट अ लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट थ्रू, दैट इज cheap, that is very very expensive or very very valuable. So here he is saying that if something is so difficult, then of course it must be uh, something very very valuable, and I have come here from the earth for just for this knowledge. So after such an effort, it would be foolish to ask for something less. Na? Lesser things are available on earth only, so why should I ask for earthly things? If I work for them, if I work hard, then I will get those things only. But here I have come, I'm before you, then I would be foolish not to ask for this. And then thirdly, he says that if you are hinting at this, that this knowledge is bestowing liberation, this is talking about liberation, then it implies that the other knowledge that he was, for that about the yajna, he will get something that is only temporary, but liberation is permanent. So therefore, he has to choose this knowledge and this knowledge itself. Then, so fourthly, so when he puts all those reasons together, what is his conclusion? His conclusion is, how can I waste? How can I waste such a golden opportunity? I have this opportunity to obtain this precious knowledge which I have come. So therefore, by your own standard, you have given me the standard that na anya varat, something else that you may ask for. Then you are trying to discourage me, or do you want me to really make an effort to ask for it? So now I ask all of you quickly. I think you should be able to tell. Anyone wants to tell what kind of test has he passed? What quality has he demonstrated here, Nachiketas?
वैराग्य
Vairagya will come later. Vairagya is slightly here, but not fully.
स्थिरता
Vivek. Vivek in some sense, but still it will come. So that doesn't leave much. So mumukshutvam. Okay, fierce desire for liberation. यही चाहिए और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. I want this and this only. Right? So mumukshutvam is the chief thing that is being displayed here. Because once mumukshutvam is fierce, then you don't desire anything else. So in Shastra, somewhere it is given, it's like someone's hair is on fire and he is looking for some water to get inside. That is the kind of fierce desire it should be there, so that nothing else is needed. पानी चाहिए अभी तो और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. So that kind of fierce desire should be there, and then that will help you focus towards that knowledge. Of course, in some sense, here the fourth quality, that is Shamadhi Sat Sampatti, there we have the object of Shraddha. Full faith in Shraddha in Yamaraja. You only can give this knowledge. No one else is better qualified to give me this knowledge, right? So, Mumukshutvam, and in some parts Shraddha, of course, Shraddha is there in almost all the sections. So, when we look at this knowledge, Mumukshutvam is the first test that, according to Yamaraja, this young Nachiketas has passed, right? So he has passed this first test. So now, knowing that Nachiketas is asking for this thing, he will test his other qualities, right? So he will offer him other things, Yamadharma Raja. So he says, now he has, Nachiketas has made known his desire that, hey Yamraj, hey Mrityu, only you can give me this knowledge. So let us go for something else. Let us try to see if this kid is really desirous. So he says, I will give you other things. Shatayusha putra potran vinishva bahun pashun hasti hiranyamashvan umer mahat ayatanam vrinishva swayam cha jiva sharado yavadichasi. So, once again, Shatayusha putra potran vrinishva bahun pashun hasti hiranyamashvan umer mahad ayatanam vrinishvah swayam cha jiva sharado yavadichasi. So Shat Ayushah, an age of 100 years. Then Putra Potran Vrinishva. So may you have sons and grandsons who will live to 100 years, right? So he has given him security for his children. Then Bahun Pashun Hasti. Hiranyam, Ashwan. So all kinds of wealth. So in those times, the animals or cattle were the one of the primary wealth. Bahun Pashun, a lot of animals may you have, huh? A lot of cows. Then hasti, elephants also. Elephants are very valuable animals even today. Then Hiranyam. So lot of gold may you have. And Ashwan, horses. So he has given him all the imaginable kinds of physical earthly wealth that he has offered. Then Bhumehe Mahad Ayatanam Virinishva. Bhume, this Prithvi, this earth, Mahad Ayatanam, a huge chunk of this earth may you ask for, Virinishva, may you desire, may you be granted. So ask me for a huge plot of land or a huge section of land. You can ask something like a whole kingdom, may you ask, and I'll give it to you. And then Swayam Cha Jeev Sharado Yavad Ichchasi. So may you live for as many years as you want. So as many doesn't mean infinitely, but it means a long age. So he's given him a very big age. So then definitely he will not be enticed to buy a life insurance definitely because no life insurance companies will want to go for him. So this all the possible things that cover our sense of material insecurity. All these he has, Yamaraja has sought him to give away, give him, because now he has given him. Firstly, what is we need is domestic security. You need a big family, someone with many children, so that they can always serve you later on in life. They can help you in your old age and also maintain the fame. That is more important. So when and whatever your we have the threefold ways of carrying forward our traditions. So that is Varna, Jati, and Kula. So of that, Kula is very important because Kula represents the traditions of a particular household. So that Kula will carry forward all the different traditions of the family, which will be a guiding force for all of those future generations. So all these future generations need to carry forward. So this domestic security is given that even after you, your children will have long life. You will have children and grandchildren. So that far he has given. The next generation they will worry about. So unimaginable domestic security is then offered here to Nachiketas. Then, secondly, he has given him material security, right? He has given him any amount of wealth. You can choose a lot of herds of cattle, and then you can ask for any amount of elephants, lots of gold, lots of horses. So, all the physical wealth is given. So, maybe today's child he would have asked for a BMW or something, but anyway, whatever is the wealth in those terms, those days, he is offered or given to him. So these things change with time, but whatever was valuable for those times, all that physical wealth, this Dharmaraja has offered him. Then, of course, is Bhume Mahatayatanam. So he has also offered him a huge chunk of land. So property is a very important security for us, right? So a lot of times our property, when we have, it will serve us, its value will be increasing with time, and we will be able to use in times of need, or maybe in our older age when we are unable to earn money directly, right? So he has given him this property security. Jitna marji zameen le lo, take a huge chunk of land. So if he takes that, then he will be able to maintain his desires or his requirements through the whole of his life, right? And then again, Swayam cha jeev sharad yavat ichchasi. So you also you can live for as long as you want. So like in those in our shastras, the optimum age is considered as 100 years. So may you live that age or even longer, slightly longer. So that life security also, domestic security, material security, security of property, and security of life, all these he has given into the bargain, just to see that will Nachiketas choose these, or will he again continue in his desire for his third boon or third varam. So this life security also is granted. So now after telling him, he is now waiting eagerly to see how Nachiketas will respond. So now Nachiketas is not going to be swayed from this, right? So here So this, when we looked at this one, we look at the response for this to this by Nachiketas. So here he has not stopped here. He has continued in that vein. He is adding more to this. एतत्तुल्यं यदि मन्यसे वरं वृणीष्व वित्तं चिरजीविकां च महाभूमो नचिकेतस्त्वमेधि कामानां त्वा कामभाजं करोमि अगेन एतत्तुल्यं यदि मन्यसे वरं वृणीष्व वित्तं चिरजीविकां च महाभूमो नचिकेतस्त्वमेधि कामानां त्वा कामभाजं करोमि. So etat tulyam, some anything similar to this, if you want to ask, yadi manya sevaram, anything similar to all this material wealth that I've given, that also you may ask. So that also is saying you may ask. Etat tulyam yadi manya sevaram, vrinishva vittam chirjivikam cha. So you can ask for anything, vittam, any kind of wealth that maybe I might have omitted to mention, any other kind of wealth that you seek, because uh, as I said earlier also, the definitions of wealth and property change over time. So if you have something different, some kind of different view of what is wealth to you, you can ask for that. And chirijivikamcha, ask for a long, healthy life, right? So just the long life is not enough. Healthy life is also important. And then Mahabhumo Nachiketaha Tvam Edihi. Mahabhumo, again, vast territory on earth you can ask for. It can be yours for the asking. So, if I've offered you a certain chunk of land, you are free to define. तुम बोलो कितना चाहिए. Whatever you need, you ask. है? So, and then Kama Nam Tvam Kama Bhajam Karomi. So, whatever that I've given to you, I will give you unrestrained enjoyership. You will not be in a state where you have the objects and you're not able to enjoy it. A lot of times, no, in life, we have a lot of things that sometimes we ignore, sometimes are left somewhere. We brought them, but we don't use them. And other times, our own sense organs become so weakened, like with age also, that we are not able to enjoy all the objects that we have acquired. So this possibility also he is taking over, Yamaraja is taking over, that this you will always be able to enjoy your desired objects. Right? That is one very important thing, because a lot of times we have something, we are not able to enjoy it. It might be for something as small as even a mental distraction, and it may be a physical disability also, right? Sometimes we are so distracted, we are not able to enjoy something good in front of us, or sometimes our focus is on some other desire, we don't enjoy. So that is an indication of one more thing, that in life, enjoy what you have, enjoy whatever you have to the best. Otherwise you will be left repenting with what you don't have. Don't think of what you don't have. What you have, enjoy to the best of your ability, so that it doesn't leave you with any kinds of regrets, right? You may give a big party and then you enjoy the food and everything. So the one who's having fun is the one who has gotten the most of it out of it. And there is that other person at the side, he's watching, oh, now in this party, someone is wearing this kind of dress, somebody is eating what kind of food. His view, his lookout is not on enjoying, but on comparing with others. Right. So when this kind of comparison happens, we cease to enjoy things. So this all these possibilities are being covered by Yamaraja in this boon also. He has given him unrestrained uh, enjoy enjoyship of all of these things. Then again he says, Ye ye kama durlabha martyaloke sarvan kama chandata pratayasva ima rama sartha suturyaha nahi drishalambhaniya manushai abhirmat pratabi paricharayasva nachiketa maranam manu prakshihi. Again, ye kama durlabha martyaloke सर्वान् कामाश्चन्दतः प्रार्थयस्व इमा रामासर्थ इमारामा सरथा सतुर्या न ही दृशा लंभनीया मनुष्य ही अभिर्मत प्रथा परिचारयस्व नचिकेतो मरणम मानुप्राक्षि ही. सो here is saying ye kama durlabha martyaloke. Whatever desires are very difficult to find in this Martyalok, in this earth, or the land from where we go. So if you notice, first thing, this section, this verse is this mantra is of three lines. So that indicates how much more and more Yamaraja is offering, right? So he has gone to increase the length of the verse. That is increasing. He is uh, trying his best to dissuade uh, Nachiketas from asking about death. So, ye kama durlabha martyaloke, whatever desires are difficult to be obtained in this martyaloke or in this world of death. Sarvan kama chandata prarthayasva. So, all those desires, according to your fancy, you may ask, or any of the desire. So now he has gone above this earthly existence into the heavenly existence. So he is promising him heavenly desires also, right? Sarvan kamas chandata prarthayas. All these desires, prarthayas, you can ask freely. Prarthayasva, chandata, according to your fantasy, whatever you want, you may ask. So all those are. Then ima, ramaha, sarathaha, Saturyaha. So I am giving you these beautiful women, right? So these beautiful women with all chariots and musical instruments, Sarataha, Saturya, that Turya, that musical instrument you blow with. It is one you usually use for in the war to like the conch, that Turya also, but also it's used as a musical instrument. It indicates, the word in general indicates all kinds of musical instruments. Nahi idrisha lambhaniya manusya. These things are not obtainable or enjoyable by mortals. So you are still now you are a mortal. In the mortal state, I am offering you all the heavenly joys. So all these are not available or not obtainable by any kind of manusya, any kind of human beings. No. And then Abhimat Prathabi Paricharyasva. I shall give them to you to be attended by them. So he is giving him women, but also not that just the women are there for him, but they will Paricharyasva, they will serve him, right? So a lot of times a person will desire a woman, he will have the woman, but the women will not be probably favorably disposed to you. So that favorable disposition also is given. Mind you, he's talking to a 12-year-old child. So one may think, what is this? But he is leaving nothing out of the equation, basically. So now he says finally, Nachiketaha Maranam Ma Anuprakshi. So
He's
please,
ready to give him any kind of genie.
any kind of thing. Yeah. So he says, please do not pursue this question. Nachiketa Maranam Manuprakshi. Don't ask me about what happens after Maranam, after the what happens to the soul after death. Please don't go. So now he has offered him the ultimate pleasure that is possible. So whatever he has left out, he says, I have included now for you. Anything that is hidden in the deepest corners of his mind, something that is hoping for, he has already offered by now. Huh? So heavenly pleasures. So whatever he can desire, no effort is needed in heaven. So all those objects will be available to him without effort, without any efforts. So his intention now here is to check how much his desire is swayed by the objects of this world. So ima rama sartha saturya nahi disha lambaniya manusha, all these kinds of celestial maidens, they will come to him with horses or with chariots. So he doesn't have to go to them, they will come and they will play with for him musical instruments. So all these things are given or offered to him by this Mrityu Devta or Yamaraja. So we look at the next one. स्वभावामर्त्यस्य यदन्तकेतत् सर्वेन्द्रियाणां जरयन्ति तेजः अपि सर्वं जीवितम् अल्पमेव तवेव वाह तव नृत्यगीते. So this is my favorite line in the whole of Kathopnishad. So this shows the most deepest understanding that such a young child can have, and this shows how much the person can also have to give up everything and still know that what is really valuable, what is of the highest value. Huh? So here what he is saying is Shobhava Martayasya Yadantaketat. So whatever the objects of the world of this Marteloka, he Mrityu Devta, Yad Antak. Antak means one who ends something. So Mrityu is considered the one who ends your life on earth. So here he is using a new word for Yamaraja, Yad Antaketa. So Shobhava. Shobhava means ephemeral, evanescent, temporary, of a very small shelf life, right? So, if you look at the word true, then that means something that is of very fast, swift, or fleeting. So, fast in not in terms of speed, but it will go away. It will go away very soon. So, these are the things that you are giving me, all of these objects. He says they are evanescent or ephemeral or not of very long shelf life. They will be one day, they will be gone another day. So yad antaka etat. So sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha. They will weaken the power of my sense organs. So we think that by enjoying something, we are having a lot of freedom. So here Nachiketas is giving us a very valuable lesson. He says Sarvendriyanam Jarayanti Teja. The more we enjoy these sense objects, the more we enjoy them, the more weak our organs become. The more we control ourselves, the more we have possession of our own faculties. So when our indriyas, when our sense organs are not slaves of our desires, then they become stronger. I indulge in my taste, I indulge in my vision, whatever I want to see. Then over a period of time, these sense organs will weaken. The ears, from listening too much of loud music, one day they will weaken. The eyes from watching too much of TV or on the laptop or anything that uses up their power long, we will use up their power and they will become weak. So all the indriyas, all the sense organs, sarv indriyanam jarayanti teja, their tejaha, their power of fierce activity or their power of illuminating all the objects, that will cease, that will decrease. Api sarvam jivitam alpameva. So all of these have very small shelf life, or whatever is alive, what api sarvam jivitam alpameva. Whatever is endowed with life, whatever is seen moving in the world, that will have a very short span life indeed. So, तवेव वाह तव नित्य गीत. अपने नित्य गीत अपने पास रखो. Keep your horses, the chariots, and the women singing the Nritya Gita, all this he has offered back. Namaste, I don't want any of this. You can take it back with you. You keep them with you only. I don't need all of these. Right? So now again, this one should be easy. What is the quality here? Is displaying.
Dhamma,
Uprati.
pointedness of mind.
One.
Uprati.
Uprati, yes. Uprati is there. Yes. Very nice.
Dhamma
Still
is there.
something. Dhamma is there. Yes. Hmm. So this one has a
Shama
lot
is
of
also there.
things. Shama is there.
Dispassion.
Yes,
Humble.
most of all dispassion. Yes, very nice. So this is mostly dispassion. He is realizing that all these objects cannot give him permanent joy. So that is viveka. That is viveka, to know that something that is temporary will give me temporary joy. And then showing that he doesn't want them. मुझे नहीं चाहिए all of these desires. That includes we will fall at the first level. but he's gone to the highest level of heavenly pleasures. We don't have experience of these. Once we experience those, then we will be able to say, will I be able to give them up? Right? So most of all, Vairagyam is displayed in this verse, but it is also accompanied by Viveka and a little part of Uprati and Shama. So in majorly here where Agyam is displayed, that all the objects of the world he has offered him, Yamaraja, and but Nachiketas has politely declined and said, no, please you keep your stuff. I don't want any of the ephemeral joys of the world. All of them are temporary, right? For us, the earth of the life of the earth, or the age of the earth is very large, right? But we will enjoy it till our earthly existence. So all the objects of the world uh, relative to our lives are very limited. Some after some time they will go away, but we compare it to the highest, to that highest infinite life, infinite entity. Everything is minor. Even millions of years for that ultimate entity is like a small drop in the ocean, right? So here now again, he has politely refused all of these desires, and with the proper reasoning he has given, with the Vivek he has given, he's shown clearly to Yamaraja that all of these are temporary. So therefore, I regard. So what is Viveka? Differentiating between what is real or unreal. So real means real is what? Sat. Sat is what? That remains unchanged in all three periods of time, right? We saw in Tattvabodha also, Sat Kim. So Kalatraya Tishtati Iti Sat. That remains unchanged in all three periods of time. All three meaning past, present, and future, right? So Sat is something that remains unchanged. What is Sat? Existence, right? We'll look more into this when we go further in the text. But basically, this is one of the major parts of the spiritual teaching, that existence is there in every object that we see. Every object is accompanied by two things. One is existence. It is, wo hai, it exists, and it has a name or form or shape according to which we perceive it. उसमें कुछ गुण है जिसके कारण उसमें एक नाम रूप आ जाता है. It has properties by which it acquires a name and form by which we are able to perceive. But the existence we don't perceive. We don't perceive directly, right? So this existence is the one that stays the same through all periods of time. That is the one we should desire for, to discover what that existence is, to discover it as my own true nature. We will look more into this later. So this existence is my own true nature. I also exist, and I exist all in all the same in all periods of time. Not this body, this uh, Sukshma Shariram, this mind, and not this current Shariram, the my vasanas. No, those are just temporary objects through which my essence is exhibiting. But no, the real me is that pure existence. The real me is the pure consciousness. So we'll look into this later. But now he has shown that clearly that what is visible to me, the objects of the world. And what are the objects of the world? They are temporary. They will go away. So why should I run after them? If they come to me, I will enjoy, but I will not be caught in them. मैं उनमें फंस नहीं जाऊंगा. I will not be trapped in them. So if I am not trapped in them, they will have no power over me. I give them power by letting them control me. So I will not give them this power. So politely, Nachiketas has declined all of these heaven, and it requires a huge level of confidence and a huge level of desire for the real knowledge to let go of these things, right? We have to attune our mind slowly over our lifetime to understand this fact and to be able to uh, stop the objects from having any power, right? We should not be caught over any. We can test it any day. Any day we get disturbed when we lose something, or we get disturbed when someone says something harsh to us. We get disturbed when someone uh, takes away our credit. We get disturbed when someone takes away the emotions or feelings that we have in any kind of relationship, right? Someone questions our feelings and we instantly retort back. उससे से हम जवाब देते हैं. We really lose control. So this kind of self control can come and it will be beneficial for us when we have this true vairagya. By understanding all of this is temporary, what is real? The real is my essence. So when this essence is understood, I cease to run after them. But this young child is unable to know this much is really a very much a wonder. It's a very wonderful expression of the spiritual traditions of our forefathers. So that is why I keep saying, no, we must always teach our youngsters these things at a very young age, right? So I will tell you about one kid over here sometime. He's here. Uh, After the class, but yes, there are others. There are so many children who, when they are taught these things early, they know they understand things in a much deeper way than than other people understand, than those who started late. But of course, if you started early and you continue till late in life, then it adds to your knowledge. It keeps on adding to your knowledge. So this kind of fears, ability to let none of the object control you, this is what Nachiketas has displayed, and Yamaraja will be very, very happy. No, he is not being stingy or trying to control or safeguard this knowledge. It's not that he doesn't want to give, but he wants to give once he ensures that the person is worthy of acquiring this knowledge or using this knowledge, right? So now we move on to the next verse. So now he has declined all of this. Shobhava Martya. So anything that is not permanent or that is temporary or changing or that will go away with time, all of these he has declined. Api sarvam jivitam alpameva. All of them have all very short shelf life. So taveva vaha tava nitya gita. May you only keep your nitya and gita. May you only take these. So now further. न वित्तेन तर्पणीयो मनुष्यः लप्स्यामहे वित्तमद्राक्षं चेत्वा जीविष्यामि यावदिष्यसि त्वं वरस्तु मे वरणीय स एव. Again, न वित्तेन तर्पणीयो मनुष्यः लप्स्यामहे वित्तमद्राक्षं चेत्वा जीविष्यामो यावदिष्यसि त्वं वरस्तु मे वरणीय स एव. So, na vitten tarpaniya manushya. So, by wealth alone, by wealth alone, humans or men are not satisfied. Men are not satisfied by uh, only wealth. Wealth is not the only requirement for a human being, for a spiritual human being, we can say here. So, lapsyamahe vittam adraksham chetva. So, whatever vittam, whatever wealth, what I need or I desire, I'll definitely get adraksham chetva because I've seen you. So I have met you. Then when I'll go away from you as a Brahmin, you are only going to give me a lot of wealth. So I don't have to worry about that. So therefore he is not going to be swayed by the wealth. So whatever he needs, he will get. He doesn't desire too much. And then jivishyami. Jivishyamah yavad ichyasi. So I shall also remain alive for as long as you remain in power. You are my friend. अब तो दोस्त हो गए ना हम. So, so you will ensure that I don't die early. So jivishyami yavat ishyasi. So as I shall also remain alive for long as you are in power or as long as your blessing is upon me. So these things that you are giving me, even if I don't ask for them, you will grant to me. But you can take it in another way. You can say it is the confidence of this child that I will definitely attain this with my hard work. इसके लिए मुझे किसी के देने की जरूरत नहीं. I don't need someone to give them to me. With them, these I can attain through my own karma phalam, whatever actions I do in life. So man should be satisfied with whatever he's getting, because it is all a fruit of his own actions, subtle actions in the past. So you should always be self-dependent. That is the indication of this verse. So he is confident that all of this wealth he will get easily, and in a way also because being a Brahmin, he has gone to Yamaraja, and he will definitely send him back. So Varastu me varaniya sa eva. Varaniya, whatever is most desired by me. What is that? The boon that I've asked. That is worth praying for. That is that alone. Varaha tume. You give me that only. I have asked you for something. Please do not distract me. Don't go here and there. And just, you can simply give it to me. Take your time, think over it. I'm patient. And he has shown also his samadhanam, if you remember, his one pointedness. How he repeated verbatim whatever the Agni ritual was taught to him. He repeated instantly. So there also Yamaraja was very happy that he taught something to Nachiketas, and he asked him to repeat it, and he immediately correctly repeated all of the knowledge. Sometimes we go to a class, we learn something, we forget. Next day we don't remember. We have to check the book. So in those days, what I call, it was, those days were more advanced. Today we are less advanced. Why? Because we depend upon material supports. We need a crutch. We need a crutch to remember something. To remember a phone number, we have to look up in the phone number. Few years back, I would remember all the phone numbers. Today I have to check. Right? So it happens with all of us. Or we would remember all the things that we had to do in the day. If not we, I can say those in the earlier days, they didn't need a checklist. They didn't need to write everything down. They didn't need even paper. But with the time, we say we are progressing, but I say we are digressing, or we are regressing, because we are getting more and more dependent on material things. We need to go everywhere in a vehicle, a car, or something. Yeah, we walking is something difficult for us. Whereas a wise man once said, everywhere is walking distance if you have the time. So if you take the inclination or the time, then you can walk anywhere. So in this way, here also Nachiketas has shown that every this boon only is worth asking for me. I will not be distracted by any of the things that you have offered me. So please go ahead and give me what I have asked for, and do not distract me. Right? So we are left with the final two verses of this section. So today the time is up. So we will continue this with the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.